Hi, I'm Daniel. This channel features historical photos, carefully chosen and edited to tell untold stories. Stay till the end. One of the last images is rare and almost never seen. An Inuit man warms up his wife's feet in Greenland, 1890s. Photo by Robert E. Peary. A flight attendant of the German airline Lufthansa serving draft beer from a wooden barrel and ham on a flight. Circa 1963. Princess Victoria Louise of Prussia, 1892 to 1980, daughter of Kaiser Wilhelm II, later Duchess of Brunswick. 18-year-old Dolly Parton and her future husband Dean, both then dating in 1964. Erica M., 1985, Much Music VJ. Jane Mansfield in her backyard, 1957. Berber woman with facial tattoos in Morocco, circa 1959. Inventor Hugo Gernsback demonstrating his television goggles, 1963. A man on roller skates, 1950s. A motor coach, 1913, United Kingdom. The last known photo of Nikola Tesla, 1943. Dolores Gray and Sid Charisse photographed for It's Always Fair Weather, 1955. A group of young women in the 1960s showing the fashion of the time. Electric bathtub, 1910. Australian heavyweight boxer Peter Jackson, 1889. Grant stood by me when I was crazy, and I stood by him when he was drunk. And now we stand by each other. William Tecumseh Sherman, circa 1865. A German street performer balances a seated soldier on his chin. Berlin, 1919. A prettiest legs competition is Paris, 1950. Miniskirts, big attitudes, and a whole lot of 1960s style. Pamela Anderson at Hollywood All-Stars charity baseball game at Dodger Stadium, 1992. Evgeny Stepanovich Kobatev, a Soviet soldier's face before and after 4 years of war, 1941-1945. Gina Lollobrigida as Esmeralda in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1956. A Victorian couple trying not to laugh while getting their portraits done, 1890s. Chiricahua Apache prisoners, including Geronimo, first row, third from right, 1886. Elvis Presley fans watching him perform on stage in the 1950s. Woman drawing a canal boat, Holland, the Netherlands, 1910s. The Noonans, a family of 15, Lawrence, Massachusetts, 1920s. Demi Moore, 1980s. British model Jenny Clare posing next to her Mini, London, 1972. Model and actress Vicky the Back Dugan, 1953, photographed by Ralph Crane. Canadian soldiers playing hockey on an ice rink they built in Korea, 1952. Pam Grier in 1998, age 49 and looking absolutely stunning. Back then, no one smiled for photographs. That changed when a pig ran in front of the camera, 1927. Ready for a night out in 1972. When gas stations were called service stations. Photo from the 1950s. Soviet soldiers destroy a Polish border post during the invasion of eastern Poland, September 1939. Punk girls in Stockport Town Center, 1983. A family in Houston, Texas, ready with their supplies in case of an atomic bombing, 1954. Steam hydraulic forging press, 15,000 tons, in the workshop of the Friedrich Krupp AG, Essen, Germany, 1920s. Surfers pose in front of their surfboards on Waikiki Beach in Honolulu, November 1938. Photo by Richard Hewitt Stewart. An absolutely stunning photograph of an unidentified woman circa 1850s. A hairstyle from the 1960s. Czechoslovak railroad workers defrosting railroad tracks using a MiG-15 engine during a severe snowstorm, 1970. Berlin officials renamed Gustav Stresemann Street under Nazi orders in 1935. The name was restored after World War II. Big Pun and Fat Joe at the 1998 Grammys. First McDonald's drive-thru, Sierra Vista, Arizona, 1975. Spring break on Mustang Island, Texas, 1988. Marcello Mastroianni and Sophia Loren, 1954. A Civil War veteran poses with his grandchildren circa 1900. Teenagers dancing to rock and roll music playing on a jukebox, 1959. Dennis Hopper rocking high heels, 1993. A Burger King in 1984. Selena Quintanilla Perez at the 1995 Tejano Music Awards. Helen Mirren and Liam Neeson, 1980s. Sacks of gold and money kept by the Germans in the Merkers salt mine in Thuringia, 1945. Marilyn Monroe in NYC, 1957. Woman on Oahu, circa 1945. Joan Baez and Bob Dylan performing at the Civil Rights March on Washington, D.C., August 28, 1963. American singer Abby Lane in Rome, 1956. Annie Lennox, 1983. Jazz musician Glenn Miller, on the air while he was in the military during WW2. Barricade in Copenhagen during the Danish general strike against German occupation, June 30th, 1944. Using a two-horn listening device at Bowling Field in Washington, D.C. to detect distant aircraft before the invention of radar, 1921. A couple dancing in a 1950 nightclub. Malcolm X with Prince Faisal, the future king of Saudi Arabia, Makkah, 1964. U.S. and Mexico soldiers on the Arizona border, 1915. European colonists celebrate the arrival of French troops from the 5th Colonial Infantry Regiment in Saigon, October 4th, 1945. The Greenbrier Ghost. Elva Zona Heaster Shue and her husband Edward Stribling Trout Shue's wedding picture, West Virginia, 1896. Czech civilians volunteer to donate blood at a Red Cross office in Prague during the Sudetenland crisis, September 1938. Sally Geeson in the 1960s. A photo of Jacobus Ahnen, taken in the late 1930s. Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe, C. Thomas Howell, Ralph Macchio, Matt Dillon, Emilio Estevez, and Patrick Swayze on the set of The Outsiders, 1983. Air travel behind the Iron Curtain, Airport Terminal, Schönefeld, East Berlin, GDR, 1960s. Army Week, 1942. a Soviet state-sponsored interfaith conference about world peace held near Moscow, with around 27 different religious organizations attending the meeting, May 1952. High-tech gaming, 1970s style. Fashion in the 80s, bicycles and swimsuits. Behind the scenes of Rear Window, 1954. Alfred Hitchcock behind the camera with James Stewart, Grace Kelly, and Wendell Corey. A helicopter carrying Romanian leader Nicolae Ceausescu lifts off the Communist Party headquarters as protesters seize the building, December 22, 1989. Angels Flight Funicular, Los Angeles, 1935. It carried passengers up Bunker Hill near downtown. You can also see the 3rd Street Tunnel. The house in which Abraham Lincoln died, Peterson House, Washington, D.C., 1920. Mom with her baby pram, London, 1967. Control room of a German submarine, 1918. Actress and model Monica Bellucci posing at a small fashion house in 1983, way before she was famous in either acting or modeling world. Burger King in the 1980s. Dashboard of 1954 Mercury Monterey. They don't make them like this anymore. A true symbol of classic automotive elegance. When typing had its own dedicated class. Photo from 1970s. New York City, Good Friday, April 1956. A LAN party from the early 2000s, CRT screens, tangled cables, and a room full of friends yelling across the table instead of over a headset. Bell's first telephone. A man using Graham Bell's first telephone. Photo published in the Detroit News between 1915 and 1925. Manhattan, NYC, 1908. Fiddling with the Television, 1950s. In the past, ads were straight to the point, 1946. Photo from New York City. An awesome setup back in the 1980s. The Great Pyramids of Giza, surprisingly close to the city, less than a kilometer from modern Giza. Nothing says peak 1980s like tube socks, arcade games, and the pressure of hitting a high score before your quarters run out. Pop-up built-in dishwasher from the 1950s. A traffic jam near Brandenburg Gate as East Germans move into West Berlin after the fall of the Berlin Wall, 1989.